A rarity in the morning to see Mr. Tackpans out of bed before 10 o'clock is a rarity. But I just saw a picture of love. 2 circles. One here, one here. Slipped on the 4th or 2nd finger, 24 hours of the day of man. Doesn't anybody see? Doesn't anybody see? What country are you from? What country are you from? Afraid to go to jail? Afraid to go to jail? When 1 million soldiers, and another 1 million soldiers, and another 1 million soldiers, each one from different armies around the world, who's going to stop you from not doing anything? Who's going to stop you from taking the right side by not doing anything? Don't do anything, so you won't get a paycheck? Well, let me tell you one thing. When you force and push and shove by not doing anything, that is the greatest check you will ever get. Because don't forget, you will get nothing in war. When war is over, they'll look at you and say, good job, but you'll get nothing. You're a soldier that will have nothing, you will get nothing, and you did a lot to do something bad to somebody else, and at the end, what do you get? A slap on the back. You get a day called November 11/11 because of the 11th of Washington, because Washington was born on the 11th of February of 1932. No, he was born in 1931, creation of ACDC. Washington was a general, he was an admiral, but he wasn't in admiration of anything but what he had set for his own 2 feet. He set the pace, but the pace has ended. So they bring in the Chinese, the Asian people to come and settle the debt because they own your America. They own the world because they have everything. It's all theirs. And when you can't pay the debt, they come and take it over. That's malarkey. No one can take over anything that's not given to them. So what do? You put out your soldiers, and then we call it a false flag. Why would any soldier want to take actually what's theirs? What will they get at the end other than fighting in war? War and more war. Is that what this is going to come to? Where we intertwine the armies to make like there's a war when there's no war at all? The Asian people can't wake up and stay home, or are they going to jump in a plane and come here and fight our men? Fight our men for what? Do what? Take over what? Stop what? For who? And then to go against their own people? To blockade their own people? To bring the Russians in to fight and to save for what's theirs? Billions of people to take over. Everyone in their mind thinking it's all about money. Well, if it's money, there's no love. And if you're looking for love because of the money, there's no love. And if you're looking for money and there's no money, well, why don't you tell someone to give you the food? This is not about money. This is about ownership. Ownership of the land. Number 44, S-P-A-C-E, H-A-C-H-E, space, S-P-A-C-E, trace, T-R-A-C-E, the dead bodies in the street, to trace them out and to show the public that yes, we're going to do something when there's not enough time and not enough money on the police force to hire anybody else, but they put 6 million people in the army to protect a nation that needs no protection at all. We only need protection from our own self. If we stop standing up and going to war, we need protect nobody. If we all stand up and stop war, you're fighting yourself. War, where only the hierarchy are standing out for themselves, protecting not their money, but their space and their place, because they want everything, not because it's yours, but because it's there and it's theirs. They just want all the space. When you have no space and they have all the space, you have nothing. If you can't buy a vegetable because a trucking company is on strike and they're not bringing in the vegetables, who's going to change this? What changes it? What made them stop? What makes people stop doing things and start doing things for money? We go on strike because this and that is not right. But who? You know, you watch your sports on TV not knowing that there's 3 guys getting drunk over the whole thing and laughing, going, ha ha ha, I own the New England Patriots. Another guy going, ha ha ha. He says, what kind of deal are we going to make? Well, we all know what kind of deal we're going to make. It's going to be a crooked deal. And it's all going to be about codes and decoding, because we all know you put the right guy in the right place and you teach him right, he's going to be just as good as, almost as good as the other player. What's the difference whose team wins? You're battling on the field while three guys are sending out codes. You think you're throwing a long bomb down the field, and they're taking a ship out of the shipyard and shoving it into the water where you, all the poor people, what are you making, $30,000 a year? What are you making, $40,000 a year? But you have no year. You're sitting in a camp, Camp David, and sitting there ready for war. To fight who? If we, the people, we, of the people, we the people? This gentleman said it damn right in the video. Thanks, Donna. This gentleman said it right, and I'll repeat, like it says on many of my pages, it says we the people. It says the people. It says us, you and me. Say it in many ways as you could. We the people, we don't want to fight. Fight who? Fight what? We took the land away from the Indians to fight and fight again to take the land away, but at the end you're still paying taxes? Paying taxes, all you have to do is print the money. There is no money. There is no gold. There's nothing. There's nothing left, and there never was anything to start with except for what you took out of the ground and said this has a value. We put people to work and gave it a value because people bought the cars. But there is nothing. There's nothing at all. There's no you. There's no me. We're controlled. We're controlled by every level of whichever way you like to say it. We are being controlled. If you don't do what they say, if you don't stop at the red light, you get a ticket. Danger. If you don't stop at the stop sign, you get a ticket. Danger. If you don't move your car in time, they tow it. Danger. Because it just snowed last night, about, let's say, 10 inches, and everything's full of white snow. Now my question comes like this. Did it drag the chemtrails down, or are the chemtrails above it? I think the snow is the chemtrails. I also think the snow, if it's not the chemtrails, the snow is here for purification of the soul. To freeze and to heat, and to freeze and to heat, and to bring things to purity is the same way they do it to metal. We, the people, us, you and me, where we get no decisions, and the minute you decide different and you go on strike, they decide to put you back. If you don't go back to order, they sue you, they tax you, they take everything away, they force you and push you. That's what this life is all about. You and me doing things for somebody else, and when you don't do them, they get out other people like you and me to force you to do them. You see, it's never about us. It's not because the army wins, because when the army wins, other men lose. It's all about the men and the women. The men and the women is only us. There is nothing else. Anything in a high seat is only thinking of his higher seats. Nothing else. There's nothing but the high seat and the high order of all. You know it, and I know it, because the gold inside Roth is O and R, and iron ore of what's underneath the ground. What do they do with it? The OR says gold. The RO is the egg of the gold in man's mind. The moon, the one moon of Earth, is sitting right here. Would you say Mars would be the child inside the woman's stomach? The ocean liner that travels and comes out like a football from 6 to 9, outside of the 9th world into 10, 5 twos, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2. The Hebrews said it right. Bloy the Schaefer. 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2. 9 times, 3 times, 1 time. 9 times for the birth. They blow it 9 times, they blow it 6 times. Tekiah, Shavurim, Teruah. The electronic mind has now taken place. Tekiah, to Shavurim, to Teruah, 13, 13 you're a man, 6 you're a man, 13 you're a man, 19 you're the man on the moon. You're thinking with your own head. I outthought the other guy, now he's dead. Is that what you want? Someone to outthink you and now you're dead? Is that what you want? Is that what you want? Someone to outthink you? And from the blue world, from the orange which is created in pool? Doesn't pool show you what life is all about? First you sink the yellow ball because it's number 1, and then you sink the 9 ball. You sink the 2 balls you've just sunk your entry into the world. You play pool, the number 4 ball and number 12 ball, part of Earth and Mars reversal. Why? Because the 4 is purple, but the 13 ball, 3 and 1, is also a 4. That's the orange sun. But in all actuality, 8 balls later from the yellow ball is a 9 ball yellow. 8 balls later from the 2 is the electronic eye, the blue ball, the Navy blue ball, the Navy SEALs who picked up Titanic. That took 3.5 hours to get out there. 3.5 hours to get out there, they said. But they say the ship was sinking for more than 3.5 hours. Hard right, he said. Hard right, matey. Hard right, matey. So the aye captain turned to hard right and he listened to the nav. The nav was the avenue in the ocean liner that nav jacked, the nav spade. The jack of spade. Aid came to man a little too late. Not looking to save anybody at all, looking to save the money. Looking out for the reality of Molly Brown, because her family knows the secret. She's one of the last families to know. How do I know? The newspapers have told me. The books that were written have told me. Time since I'm such a little boy has told me that Brown knows the answer. Because shit knows everything. And shit is everything. The sheet of ice, every molecule frozen to the sheet of ice. Molly knows. I don't and I doubt she's alive today, but they made programs about her. We, the people? You're a person? Because you're wearing an army suit and you're getting paid for it to fight who? Why don't you do your studying when you go into the army? Study a little bit deeper. Why don't you look into the spirit world that doesn't exist? Though if the spirit world doesn't exist, then God doesn't exist. So everything you're doing just doesn't exist. Raphael 7286 in the constellation of Pegasus, you're doing everything that doesn't exist and then making sense of it all by winning something for somebody else, and you're still waiting at home on November 11th at the age of 55 looking for some food for your family and looking for Medicaid for your family, but you can't get anything because they took it all away to make you work even harder the rest of your life to end up with nothing. That's what you do. Raphael 7286 in the constellation of Pegasus. I'm going to tell you one thing right now. This is what the world's all about. It's a crapshoot. It's what comes up. But the actuality of the crapshoot is right here on the dice. Say it any way you want. Say it any way you want. Say it any way you want. Okay? It's what the dice show. What the dice say. The electronic, the gateway, 6 and 2, 6 and 4. This is your life. This is Neptune. This is your life. 6462, 666. That's all I see. 8 and 10, 6, 6 and 6. Raphael 7286 in the constellation of Pegasus. Thank you for watching this video.